Going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel, and I'm coming to you from my phone right now, guys. We've been absolutely battling with the Wi-Fi on the independence of the seas. As you guys know, we're on the BitBoy Crypto cruise right now, and the Wi-Fi has been garbage, so I'm gonna go ahead and try to give you guys a quick mobile market update, as obviously I have not been going live this week, so I just wanted to see if I could hop on here and give you guys an update, because we do have some bearish signs popping up on the higher daily time frames, things such as red dots, not necessarily indicating an absolute collapse of price, but it would likely indicate some more continued move to the downside, or continued moves to the downside. So I do just want to kind of take a look at Market Cypher and the higher time frames, show you guys those signals that are popping up, and then I want to go ahead and jump into some of the key levels that I'm watching, because there's one specific level that, if lost, could lead to some more downside for Bitcoin. So this is going to be a super quick one, guys, and again, just mind me being on my iPhone, please. Well, it's actually not an iPhone, but just mind me being on my phone. Hopefully this comes through. Hopefully I'm able to get this uploaded in time to get you guys this information before Bitcoin makes another big move. So without further ado, guys, let's go ahead and jump into the charts. So guys, here we are on TradingView, or on the Bitcoin chart, and let's just go ahead and take a look at some of these bearish signals that we have popping up on the higher time frames. Now, as you guys can see, actually, let's go ahead and start off on the higher time frames. Such as the weekly, you could see that VWAP is starting to move its way to the downside here. That VWAP is kind of curving, towards that zero line, looking for a crossover. Most likely, I do think there is a good chance we could get this red dot to print on the next weekly candle, which will happen over the weekend. So still a few days away from that, but I do think we will likely get this red dot either this week or next week. So just something to keep an eye on. Now, obviously, guys, money flow is still coming to the upside, so my longer-term bullish sentiment is still intact. But again, just keeping an eye on these weekly VWAPs, as well as these higher daily time frames. We've been looking at these for a while, seeing them move to the downside, and we've been kind of expecting these red dots to pop up to start to give us a little bit of a bigger cool off. So if we go ahead and move down to some of these lower daily or higher daily time frames, you can see our 6-day is now printing a red dot right here, as you can see, which is generally a sign of some more downward price action or downward pressure to come in the near future. And then kind of as we just work our way down these time frames, your 5-day also giving you that red dot, 4-day also giving you the red dot, and then down on the 3-day, guys, we are printing another bearish divergence on the 3-day time frame, with our lower highs on our momentum waves, with our higher highs on price action. And again, we are coming into a very key level of resistance, so that would add a little bit more confluence to that bearish setup. And I do think there is a chance that this could wind up giving us a little bit more of a move to the downside. Now, if we come on over to some of the lower daily time frames, such as the 2-day, our red dot is confirmed. Now, our money flow is still making somewhat of a higher high right here, which is a decent sign for the long term. However, that red dot may be able to pull us a little bit deeper down, again, because we have those higher daily time frame red dots printing, and that 3-day bear div. We also have the again, another 2-day bearish divergence printing, with our higher highs on price action, lower highs on the momentum waves. So just another thing to keep an eye on. Now, as you guys know, I've been kind of saying this a lot on the channel, talking about how you don't really want to be betting the farm on these short positions if you are looking to short these higher time frames and look to cash in on the way down. You want to be careful, because in a big explosive uptrend like we obviously have going on right here, you want to understand that sometimes these bearish signals do not play out as well as they do in a bearish trend. But again, if we're able to catch a top here with those higher time frames looking so bearish, it's obviously going to be a little bit more of a gamble, but if you can catch that top, you could wind up being able to short the top of this this pretty big move to the upside that we've gotten so far. Now, moving on down to our daily, kind of another a little bit more insult to injury here, is we do have our money flow crossing back over into the red on the daily, which again would be a little bit more of a bearish sign. Now, with that being said, you guys also do just want to realize here that although we have our money flow crossing over into the red, you can see the VWAP starting to round off here just a little bit on the daily. Again, excuse me, guys, I'm not used to going this in depth on the TA on my phone, so just bear with me. Also, I am sunburnt. I am burnt to a crisp right now, so I'm just in constant pain all over my body right now, so just bear with me. But you can see here, you have that VWAP starting to curve to the upside, so you want to be careful. Obviously, nothing goes down or up in a straight line, and then you can see as we come down to these lower hourly time frames or medium hourly time frames, you can see your 2-hour VWAP is working its way back up towards that zero line, but it does look like it may want to kind of reject there just a little bit. But you know, these lower hourly time frames are starting to get some movement on the VWAPs towards that zero line. Your 3-hour as well is starting to creep up towards that zero line. But again, they are looking a little bit like they want to reject. And if you come on over to the 1 hour, you can actually see your VWAP is above the zero line, actually looking for a red dot to print here very soon as well. And as you can see right here, guys, I was going to wait to get into this, but you can see it does look like we have some kind of bearish consolidation here, something like a bull bear pennant or just some simple bearish consolidation. You know, that could indicate that we may break to the downside as well. Now, if this is going to play out like a typical bear flag or bear pennant where you're just going to break to the downside and continue that move down, I would expect, or kind of what I'm watching, is that red dot to print on your hourly time frame with that VWAP coming down. I would be looking at that to kind of you know, kind of trigger that move to the downside, right? Now, I do just want to break down some of these key levels, guys, as we have our TA up here already. Now, this is going to be, this is pretty interesting, right? Because we've basically been able to use the volume profiles to predict all of this price action with a scary amount of accuracy, right? So let me just go ahead and get rid of this. Let me get rid of this volume profile real quick. Now, as you guys know, as we approached this very, very important 28.8K level, that is where we were looking for a massive move at the break of that move, at the break of this resistance level. That's where we were looking for a big move to the upside, targeting that point of control at about $30,000 because it was the previous point of control of our range from May of 2022. Now, that is almost exactly what we got. As soon as we broke that level, we got that big move to the upside, and we kind of started to range around up here where we wound up getting a bearish divergence on the 4-hour with our higher highs on our momentum waves. Our higher highs on our price action with our lower highs on our momentum waves. Let me get over to the 4-hour chart so you guys can see that. So you can see, guys, not only did we break that previous value area high at 28.8K, which was, you know, looking at this, let me grab my brush tool, kind of looking at that 28.8K level. Come on. Do I have my brush tool? Where's my brush tool at? Where'd she go? Where'd she go? There she is. Okay. Yeah, so as we kind of approached that previous value area high, let me move this out of the way. But yeah, as we approached this value area high at $31,000, that is kind of where we were looking to get a rejection, and we did get that 4-hour bearish divergence. As we tapped that key level of resistance, we put in those higher highs on our price action with our lower highs on our momentum waves as money flow was coming out, and that triggered our move to the downside. And that was a call that we did put in the premium Discord, so shout out to anybody in that premium Discord that was able to see that information, you know, as we approached that key level and was able to, you know, make some, you know, confirmations on their own end and take advantage of that information. But basically what I'm trying to get across here, guys, is we're just looking at the volume profiles. We cracked this level, made our move up to that value area high as the volume profiles typically do, and then we got that rejection. We were looking for the move down to the POC, which we got, and then we broke the POC before getting a strong bounce off this local golden pocket, which was coming in at about 29,150, and then we got a pretty strong bounce back above that POC, and then we wound up losing it one more time. And as you guys know, typically when you reject those value area highs, especially with something as strong as a 4-hour bearish divergence, as well as the higher daily time frames cooling off, it does indicate that you are likely to get a move back down not only to your POC, but also your value area low. And as you guys know, we always talk about how price action is very messy most of the time. So we're not expecting that quick move down or, you know, just immediate move down to that value area low, but we know that you're likely to kind of bing bong around, but eventually you will get to that value area low, you know, not 100% of the time, but most of the time. And you can see we are starting to potentially be on our way to that value area low, which is the main level of support that we must hold, guys. This blue box sitting at about Your actual value area low is sitting at about 28.8K, which is obviously a big level we've been looking at for some time on the channel. But the bottom of this blue box, guys, actually is our previous value area high at about 28.6K. And that is our previous value area high from this old range that we traded in for 20 days, which was absolutely brutal before we wound up getting that big break to the upside. That is going to be a key level, because if we wind up breaking that level to the downside decisively, that may start the journey down to the point of control of that previous range, coming in at about $28,000 even. And we do have some decent confluence here with a local golden pocket lining up directly with that point of control. So if we wind up losing that 28.8K level, we may get accepted back into this previous area of balance, and it may wind up giving us a move not only down towards that POC, but potentially down towards that value area low, which is coming in at about 27,550. And then obviously you have your 786. You have your 786 coming in here at about $27,400, right? So that would kind of be if we do see the bigger bear case play out here, and we wind up losing this value area again between about 31,000 and 28.8K. The next likely place that we will kind of bing bong around in is going to be that previous range that we were stuck in. And I don't know about you guys, but I'm pretty sick of that range. So hopefully we do not break that key level. Again, that 28.8K level was not only the key level to the upside we had to break to get higher prices, but on the way down, it will be that key level that, if broken, would open the door to some lower prices. So that is going to be our key level. So guys, that is about, I wanted to keep this kind of brief here, as I'm kind of on my phone. This is not the, the most convenient way to do a market update, but I just kind of wanted to point out to you guys how finding these previous value areas can really wind up, being able to give you so much insight into what price is going to do, right? We were looking at that value area before we even entered, and when you look at that value area high, the value area low, and the POC, you could kind of really get some serious, insight into what price is going to do next, as long as you're able to see those key levels that give you context into what price will do once those key levels are broken. So if I could leave you guys with anything as I'm on this boat looking at the beautiful ocean here is, guys, study up your volume profiles, because obviously I'm on vacation, kind of, and, I haven't really been looking at the charts. And, I sat down and I looked at the charts yesterday, and I was like, oh God, I wonder what Bitcoin's doing. And it's doing exactly what we thought it was doing. And that's all because of the volume profiles, being able to show us where the areas of balance are. And again, giving you context into what will happen when price breaks those key levels. So with all that being said, guys, I'm like out of breath. But with all that being said, guys, I think that's all I got for this market update. Hopefully this helped some of you guys get some clarity into what is going on in the market. So those red dots on the higher daily time frames, keep an eye on those, and that money flow crossover into the red. But even if we do come down a little bit more, watch that 28.8K level, because if we break that, it could get more bearish, but it will also be a big place I'll be looking for a bounce. So I'll see you guys next time. Hopefully I could try to get one of these market updates out maybe tomorrow. If not, guys, Monday, we're back to our normal content schedule. And that's all the time I got for today's video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Frankie Candles out.